Yes,
Uh,
you are.
all right, great. Thank you. Fantastic. All right. So first of all, thank you for this platform so that we can help our customers. We know that what kind of pandemic situation is going on all over the globe. Companies are shut down. It's a lockdown situation. Everything is work from home. So we came up with the idea that let's do a session for our customers because are having a lot of offerings for our customers, which they should know as Palo Alto, So that's the whole idea. I'll be talking about the Prisma Access, which is our SASE platform. Uh, right. So just let me give a start. So I am Faizan Sheikh. I'm the Channel SE of India and SAARC, working at Palo Alto Networks. So it's been like a couple of years now in Palo Alto. Before that, I was in Middle East and other cybersecurity vendors. So uh, what's actually happening? What are the challenges, right? So we are having a 3 weeks lockdown in India, and every day our phones are ringing just for one thing, that how we can make our mobile workforce work from home. Right, that's the biggest challenge. And even now, I'm sure we are not that much worried about of our remote branches as much as we are worried for our mobile users, right? Because uh, that mobile users consist of everyone, like finance teams, IT teams. Even the IT teams are working now from home, right? And I have friends, I see that their kids, education sector is also going over Zoom and WebEx, Hangouts. They are teaching the kids just on online. Government have promoted the kids up to standard 8 to the next level without any exams, right? So multiple things we are seeing, right? And in this thing, we are here to help our customers because we understand in this critical time, we don't even ship new boxes, new hardwares to the customer premises. Because every hardware, every model, it comes with a capacity, it comes with certain limitations. And now, for example, you have a branch where you are terminating your SSL VPNs to go work from home, and that firewall or that device is not that capable. You have to get a new hardware, which is not possible in this thing because also the roads, everything is locked down, right? So we need a solution. We need some kind of technology, where without doing anything, we can onboard our remote users to do work from home within few hours, right? So that's the whole idea for this webinar. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat box, and we will be happy to answer them all once we present the solution to you. Right. So this is the situation right now. We have firewalls. We everyone we have data centers, and we are protecting them with the firewalls. But these firewalls, they come with capacity. They come with a limitation, right? Just example, like if you are a Palo Alto user, you have PA820 installed on your data center, so you can connect up to like 1,000 users, right? Uh, from this firewall. But what about when you have situation like this COVID-19, right? When you have your thousand and thousand of users being connected, all of them 100% work should be done by this firewall, right? Then it can create a bottleneck. I'll be explaining you how that can create a bottleneck also. So this is one challenge. Another challenge is deployment, right? If you are trying to bring a new firewall here with a bigger model, that is not possible in this situation. And the third thing is the user experience, right? Or the mobile user experience, right? I should be very much worried for my mobile users that they get the same kind of security, they get the same kind of feel which they get at the data centers, right? Which they get behind the data centers, behind a firewall, right? This is one of my challenge, and I'm sure we did on Friday. We did a similar webinar, and that webinar we had a poll also. So in that poll, I still remember 76% of the users who are there on the webinar, they were using the normal SSL VPN connectivity solution, right? I'm sure still we have in this webinar also, I can see some of the names, they are still using the SSL VPN solution, right? So if you have less users, if you means the firewall can take the load, then it's fine. But otherwise, we need to find a solution, right? And that solution we are calling it as Strata in our nomenclature of Palo Alto Networks. So Strata is a single platform, which is providing my mobile users, my headquarters, or my branches to connect to their business critical applications to these particular locations, right? So my applications, they can be residing in the data centers. Also, some things like Active Directories, LDAP details will be present at my data centers. Rest of applications will be at the SaaS, like Office 365, and other could be residing at the public cloud, right? And obviously, we all need to access internet, right? So just example, my mobile user have to access Office 365 internet, also need to take some applications from data center. So they have to pass from this layer, which we call Strata. So we have three consumption model in the Strata. The very first is the on-prem firewall, which everyone know them like NGFWs, the next generation firewalls. So the customers who already have the firewalls, it's what they can do. They can terminate SSL VPN for their remote users if the firewall is that much capable, if it can take that much users, if they can allow it to that firewall, right? So this is, for the existing firewall customers who are already using Palo Alto firewall. Now the thing is that we have something called global protect. So this is the term which we call, this is the name which we have given to our SSL VPN solution, right? So by default, you can connect Windows and you can connect MacBooks with this solution, right? If you don't have, let's say that you have a situation where you are having Linux machines, right? Wherever you are having IPv6 connectivity on your machine,
Faizan,
or you.
and few people are saying they are not able to hear. Can we cross check little? Uh,
Okay.
yeah,
Uh,
need,
everything looks good, okay, from my side.
few people are saying they are not able to hear, so that's why we just wanted to. Yeah, I think
So,
it's fine. Yeah, let's go ahead.
It's clear. It's clear.
all right, great.
Yeah.
So the first model which we were talking about is the on-prem firewall. So our customers who already have the firewalls, they can terminate a global protect SSL VPN and they can connect their Windows and MacBooks. But if the customer, they want to use like say Linux machines, or if you have a concept of BYOD in your environment, bring your own device, then you need a global protect license, right? In that case only, if you don't have this situations where you don't want Linux machines, you don't want IPv6, you don't want clientless VPN, you don't want hip checks, then you don't need this license, right? Then you can directly connect your firewalls, you can terminate a global protect SSL VPN for your Windows and MacBooks, right? The second thing is the VM form factor. So this is something, very fantastic in Palo Alto Networks, that the same firewall which is on the on-prem, we are also having in the virtual form factor. Now just imagine that you can deploy this firewall in your private cloud. You can deploy it in your public cloud. We support all of the major vendors out there like AWS, Azure, Google. On the private front, we support NSX, ESXi, many more, right? Nutanix. So just think that this firewall, this VM firewall, is having the same capabilities, the same features, the same licensing, everything is same, right? Just the thing is that this is a virtual form factor, right? So in the same fashion, like here, you terminate global protect from your firewalls. Also, these VM firewalls, they are capable to terminate that as well. The third thing which we have, and this is a cloud delivered model, and we call it Prisma Access, right? So Prisma Access, this is our SASE solution. I'll be telling you what is SASE solution, right? So the same capabilities, again, the same security, you can deploy it over the cloud, right? The benefit of cloud delivered functionality is that there is no problem when you are scaling up and or when you are scaling down. Like the situation like this COVID-19, right? We never thought that like some of our customers, they size this VM and on-prem devices like up to 20 to 30% use for work from home. But now the situation changed, like 100% it shifted to the work from home. Now in this, we need a device, we need a technology which should be which should be scalable, right? Otherwise I will get a bottleneck, right? And my production can be hampered. And if we talk about security, so the same kind of security like we offer in on-prem or VM series are available here, right? Like if you talk about threat prevention, URL filtering, wildfire, DNS security, DLP, anything, sandboxing, all kind of security, they are all provided here. Like even if you have users, remote users, you want to connect BYOD, they can connect just by the cloud delivered model, right? That's the power of cloud delivered model. So let's talk about the Prisma Access, which is the solution which I'll be focusing more today. So the very first thing that we need, which is the ask of this hour, is to deploy, to make our users go online quickly, right? So within just few hours, we can make your whole organization work from home. We can make them online. We can onboard all the users online just in a few hours, right? Deployment is very, very easy. It's a very simple, task. So we had a lot of sessions and a lot of POCs these days, and the least I saw was just in few hours, like 5 to 6 hours, we were able to make a very huge customer to go online, right? So these all use cases, business cases, they are all available on our websites. So generally, if you talk about the Prisma Access, right? So the another very important thing is the reach, right? How my mobile users, they can experience a better mobile user experience, right? So we have presence in 100 plus locations or 76 countries, right? If you talk about India, so we have presence in North, West, and South. Also, we have presence in Bangladesh, which are two gateways, right? So we have every location, every geographic location you see all over the globe, we have presence over there, right? So in this pandemic, maybe because I have some friends, in Palo Alto as well. What happened when the prime minister, he declared that this will be a lockdown for the next 21 days. People, they shifted their location, they moved from one place to another. Maybe you have some of your users who are in your company, they are in, like, say they are in Chennai, or they are in or maybe they're stuck in some different country, right? So what will happen in that case? If we are providing them an on-prem device or a virtual firewall, something, then the problem will be there for the reach, right? There will be latency and multiple issues, right? Third thing is the scalability, right? So because everything is happening on the cloud, we are using AWS and Google at the back end, right? GCP services for the security. So every time you have on demand, so there will be no problem for the spike. A virtual firewall will be spin up in the background in the cloud, and all my users will be connected swiftly without any challenge. So this is the SASE model, right? Secure Access Service Edge, right? So like NGFW, it's a nomenclature, it's a term, we gave it some years back when the firewalls came up. EDR, it's a term. Similarly, a new term have come into market. It's called Secure Access Service Edge, or in short, SASE. So in the summers, in the summers of America, you will see that when Gartner, I believe in August or September, when they release their reports, so we will see this in the Gartner quadrant, the SASE, right? So what this SASE is, right? So this SASE, actually, this is a combination of two things. It is a combination of network as a service added with security as a service, right? So my mobile users, my branch users, whenever they have to go to access their business critical applications from headquarters, internet, public cloud, or Office 365, Google Drive, right? They should pass from this particular SASE layer, right? So the networking as a service, it could be anything. It could be like SSL VPN, it could be an IPsec VPN, it could be a clientless VPN, right? And security as a service, this security will be the security which we are providing in Palo Alto Networks, right? Which we say like URL filtering, threat prevention, sandboxing solution like Wildfire, DNS security, DLP security, right? All of these security added with the network as a service, right? So this is the idea of SASE, right? And we are the uh, only vendor in this space which we are providing it under one umbrella. We don't have multiple products, like if you want to connect your data centers, if you want to connect your remote branch. No, for all the solutions under one umbrella, we are providing this SASE security for our customers. Now this is a same idea. So my network as a service, they could be, like I told you, they could be SSL VPN, they could be IPsec VPN. I can like in terms of remote branch, it could be SD-WAN also. I can do policy-based forwarding if you have multiple links in your branches. I can do quality of service. So bandwidth management also you can do it, right? And security as a service, these are the things which we are doing on our Prisma Access, right? So firewall as a service, we are doing DNS security, DLP, we are doing sandboxing. So sandboxing, Wildfire, we have a very strong sandboxing solution. Any unknown file within 5 minutes, we can convert it to a known file just within 5 minutes, which is least in the industry, right? So also we have CASB solutions, which is, so actually the engine, behind this engine is the same engine which we use in our different products, like Prisma SaaS. We have a same DLP engine. This is the same engine which we are using for our Prisma Access, right? You can also do SSL decryption. Every single thing related to security, you can do it by the SASE platform, right? And this is the new quadrant which we'll be seeing in the Gartner report very soon. Let's talk about scalability and resiliency, right? So Prisma Access, right? So whenever your customers, whenever your users, they are getting connected to the Prisma Access, right? So we make sure that everything for every user, it's a different data plane. If it's a different resources they are getting, right? It's not a shared resources, right? Otherwise, if it's a shared resources, what could happen, like in the worst cases, if some gateway is down, I can feel a bottleneck. I can feel data loss issues or connectivity issues in my architecture, right? So it's a single tenant specific cloud platform in which we are using an instant data plane for all of our users. So no, and all of these, our cloud solutions, they are all SOC 2 compliant solutions, which is very, very important for you, because every customer, we understand you, we respect your privacy, we respect your data, which is going to the cloud solutions, right? So all of our solutions, they are comprised of SOC and SOC 2 compliances. So auto scalability, I talked about this auto scalability, right? So if we have like for example, you have a spike, like suddenly you are adding a new set of users, like 500 users you are adding in your Prisma Access environment, right? So obviously, if you're using a trivial solution, there will be a bottleneck because my solution was not sized up for that capacity, right? And another is the cost also, right? You are paying a cost at your data center as well, that when my users, they are terminating the SSL VPN traffic to the data center, from data center they are going from an IPsec tunnel to the cloud, right? So you are paying unnecessary cost for the data center, and again, that auto scalability thing is not there, right? Whenever there is a spike. So that's the whole idea about Prisma Access, right? Very important term. This is my perception, like whenever we are talking about security, and especially when it is in the cloud, there are three important things. The first is security, right, which we are already providing it in our as a service, security as a service. Second thing is visibility, right? So until and unless I don't have visibility of all my users, what these users are doing, how I can, or if you're using Prisma Access for your remote branches, right? How my what kind of traffic is passing from my remote branches, what my remote users are doing these days, what kind of application they are accessing, and within in a single glass of dashboard. right? In a single glass of paint, right? So this we are doing it by Panorama, right? So this solution, Prisma Access, will be managed by something called Panorama, right? So Panorama, you can say it will be like a connector, which will be a management point of our Prisma Access. So all the security policies, all the templates or groups, whatever you will be, deploying, that will be handled by Panorama, right? So we have all the logs, which will be generated in this solution. They will be going to our data lake, which is our logging service, or you say as a log repository, right? So we have commitment, we have partnership with Google and AWS, depending on the region, bro. So these I think someone I'm listening my voice again. Unmute. Okay, all right, so it's good now, right? So we have integrations, we have partnership with GCP and AWS for the logging service, right? So that has been taken by these two giants of the cloud, right? All right, so this is, I'll try to explain you what exactly is happening, what is the situation, right? So normally what will happen in normal days, my mobile users, right, whenever they have to go to internet, whenever they have to go to, let's say they have to go to Office 365, or they have to access some kind of applications, right? So one thing they will do, they can directly access the internet, they can directly access the Office 365 if there is no security. But if you are connecting your mobile workforce with SSL VPN terminated from the hardwares in your data center, or what VM firewalls, whatever you are using, so what will happen? Mobile users, they will create an SSL VPN tunnel to the data center, and then again a new tunnel, IPsec tunnel, will be terminated from to the public cloud, or to the, wherever your business applications are, right? It could be a tunnel to a branch also, right? So this is actually, we call it a backhauling of the traffic, right? Like for example, I have to just go to this public cloud or SaaS, right? Why I should go to data center with SSL VPN, then why I should go to this public cloud, right? This is, I'm doing like a proxy kind of scenario, right? Where I'm breaking my traffic. And this leads to latency also, right? Just imagine your users, they are in a different set of location. Obviously, there will be latency, right? And another thing, like which I told you, I'll just repeat it again. The data center firewalls, right? They are not configured. They are not configured, or let's say they are not sized for this kind of situation. I'm sure not all of us have sized our firewalls with this kind of, like, they are capable to take the traffic of all the
Hello.
users in our organization.
Hello.
All right. So,
Hello, Shushodhan. Shushodhan.
Yeah. Who is this?
This is Anand, but I think this some voice is echoing in the middle of.
Just just hold on, Faizan. Let me just mute everyone.
okay.
I think I can start now.
All right. Great. Okay. So idea is that the best practice should be that if you want to access your resources in the public cloud or SaaS, you should be directly able to access them, right? Means there should be something on the cloud, some kind of security like a SASE, that you should not throw your traffic to the data center, like which we also call it as backhauling, or you are hairpinning the traffic to the public cloud or SaaS applications, right? So this unnecessary route, we are saying that we should eliminate this thing, right? And we should leverage the SASE solution. So being said that, there is another problem, right? When we have like situation like COVID-19, what happened? We got lot more and more users in our environment, which they went work from home, right? So already I'm having a bandwidth, which I'm dedicating to this data center for up and down, right? So I'm paying for that particular bandwidth, and again I need to check in some more things, like these all mobile users, they should be able to terminate to this data center, right? If not, then that bandwidth will not be enabled, that bandwidth will not be applicable, or sized perfectly for all of these mobile users, which is like you go when it is going to the cloud, we are saying it is internet bound egress traffic, and when it is coming down, it's like inbound remote access user traffic, right? So this could cause a bottleneck here, right? So the idea, and same goes for my branches also, right? So similarly, if my branch, they have to access something over the public cloud, there is no need to that they go to the data center or uh, to this data center until and unless they need some kind of application which is hosted here only, right? So one way is that you can increase VM series or hardware models here, which is not at all possible in this COVID-19 situation, right? Because all the roads and everything, uh, we cannot propose a solution like this in this kind of situation, right? And which I told you, the bottleneck thing, which is limited internet circuit and gateway capacity, right? So instead of paying access on this solution here, paying for my bandwidth and creating a bottleneck and hindering the user experience, we come up with the idea of Prisma Access, right? So in Prisma Access, what we are saying, we have gateways everywhere, all over the globe. Like we have presence in 100 points of presence and 76 countries for optimal performance and localization, right? So what we are saying, instead of going taking your mobile users to data center and then making them go to the public cloud, let's directly make them connected with the gateways and let them access whatever they want to access, right? That's the right approach. And this cloud, like I told you, this is working on AWS and GCP, right? We it's a fully meshed architecture within this Prisma Access, right? So we are using BGP protocol here. So what's happening, like in the worst situation, which I'm sure which will not happen, like in case it happened, some of my gateway is down, so my traffic will be moved to the another gateway, to the nearest gateway available, right? For example, India West is down, so it will move to either India South or India North, right? So this thing is automatically it's happening, right? We configure the Prisma Access in a way that it can terminate to the nearest gateway available, right? And same thing is applicable for the branches also. So branch will also connect to the Prisma Access in the similar fashion, right? The data centers, they are connected with the Prisma Access, right? Because if they are having some active directories, LDAP information, radius, TACACS, or some kind of applications that I should be accessible for my mobile users, I can create this green link, which we call service connection, right? So up to 3 service connections, mean up to 3 data centers, I can, without any charge, you can deploy from Prisma Access. So they are all free, up to 3 service connections. So if what it means, if you have 3 data centers, or let's say you have 2 data centers and 2 DRs available, so you can connect up to 3 service connection, right? And this anyways, this firewall will be having an IPsec tunnel to the public cloud, right? So the main use case is for my remote users, right? That they should be directly accessing from this Prisma Access, whatever, if they want to go to internet, they want to go to public cloud or SaaS. Also, we support split tunneling, right? So split tunneling, it means like uh, because I'm sure not all the mobile users, because they will be using either 4G or LTE, or they will be using in their homes they will be using broadbands, maybe they don't have that much capacity, so we can do split tunneling also. So in a split tunneling, you can separate the traffic, like you, if they are accessing Netflix, so that should be directly passing to the internet. If they're using business critical applications traffic, so that should be passed from the Prisma Access. So this is the same representation how my branches will be connected. So branch, again, they will be connected directly to this Prisma Access. So there are some FAQs. I'll be just like to share with you these FAQs. So the very first question we get, that are you adding cloud nodes to your data center for this? So we are not adding any cloud nodes. We are just leveraging our public cloud services here, right? Because anyways, our model is quite scalable, because we are using the architecture, the lot of gateways together in a meshed architecture, running this BGP protocol, so we don't have a requirement really to add cloud nodes to the data center. One of the question we get about the performance, that will other customers using the service impact my performance, right? So again, like I told you about the resiliency part, we don't share the data plane, right? Every customer, you will get your dedicated instances, you will get your different compute resources. It is not at all shared, right? There are some technologies available in the market where we see that these resources, they are shared resources, right? So what does it mean if that resource is down and maybe 10 customers, they're using the same resource, all the 10 customers will be impacted, right? So it's a different data plane, it's a different resources for every customer. How many locations are included with Prisma Access, and how much does it cost to add more, right? So all the edge locations, they are available for the customers. Like I told you, we have presence in 76 countries, 100 plus locations. You have to just add that in your settings whenever you are configuring it, and those all locations will be available to you, right? For example, let's talk about mobile users, right? So your just imagine, like after this coronavirus thing, your mobile users, they're traveling. Like your user, he traveled to let's say Australia, or to some remote locations like Fiji Island or Maldives or Mauritius, right? So automatically in the settings, they will be connected to the nearest gateway, right? Like, I don't know, you can see my screen or not. You can see this icon here of the global product. So right, whenever I'm traveling, so it connects to the nearest gateway. The last question is, are you expanding capacity for our new customers? So we don't need it, because again, it will go to the scalability part, right? How scalable we are. So there is no need to expand our capacity for the new customers. But very soon, after like a couple of quarters, you will see that we are going to increase our presence in 150 plus locations, right, worldwide. So these are some FAQs. I have a lot of FAQs, but these are the 4 points which I thought that will be relevant for you, because these are the questions which the customers, they ask the most, right? So I have a list of FAQs. I have prepared it. I'll be sharing that list with you after the session, right? So Shobhan will be sharing it. So this is the same thing, which I was explaining you, the tenancy architecture, right? So every customer here, they have a different set of uh, uh, data plane and a different set of resources, right? So let me say it like this. Prisma Access, it uh, achieves the scalability and the performance built with a purpose-built, cloud-native architecture, right? Because Prisma Access uses a private global fiber backbone network for transport. Customers, they can ramp on the edge locations, which is the nearest to them, depending on the proximity and the sorry, depending on the proximity, right? And the egress as closest to their destination as possible, right? So all customers instances of Prisma Access, they are all private, right? They're not at all shared. A private data plane for each customer avoid the security issues like congestion that tend to result from competition for limited cloud resources, right? So as often found in multi-tenant architecture. And speaking traditionally, organizations, they have backhauled all mobile users traffic through their data center. I'm sure still, like I told you about the Friday webinar, 76% of the customer, they backhauled the mobile traffic through their data center, right? So this is only feasible for a small user bases where you have a small number of users. You can deploy that SSL VPN uh, to your firewall. But when you talk about enterprise, when you talk about big customers, we have a lot of workforce that is a no go, right? So this I already talked about the Strata firewall platform, right? So just a recap, like all my mobile users, all my branch users, they will be passing from the SASE, right, which is network as a service or security as a service, right? So in order to achieve whatever they want to access, they want to go to internet, they have to pause from SASE, right? So all my users, they will be secured in terms of URL filtering, wildfire, in terms of DNS security, right? If they are accessing public cloud or Office 365, again, they will be secured by this SASE. We have, so let me talk about how the mobile users, they connect to Strata. So the very first thing is the managed devices. So when I say managed devices, they could be Windows machines, they could be MacBooks, right? They could be Android, iPhones, iPads, they could be Linux machines. So all these, in which we can install the client, the Global Protect client, they are all the managed devices which we are supporting, right? So all these devices, they have to install a agent with the, so when we configure it, they will be having an external portal gateway. So they will go to that link, agent will be downloaded, they will access it by local authentication or let's say AD authentication, and they will be accessing all these SaaS, public cloud, data center or internet. Also, we support BYOD devices, right? Bring your own device, unmanaged devices, where the authentication will be from the browser, right? If they have to create a tunnel to this particular strata piece, to the SASE piece from the browser only, from their mobiles, right, or from their laptops. So clientless VPN is also supported, right? So the only thing is that if you want to access clientless VPN and all these hip checks, Linux machines, all of these things, you should have a GP license with you, right? So I'll be telling you what all offers we have. I'll be sharing it with you, right? But just remember, if you don't have Windows, if you just have Windows and MacBooks, no need to go for GP license, right? And you have a small workforce. If you have a bigger workforce, go with Prisma Access. All right. Now let me talk about on a broader way, where how in an organization, how you can achieve multiple use cases, right? How Palo Alto Networks can not only help you in this COVID-19 situation, but a normal use case also, normal days as well, right? So first thing, just a recap, Prisma Access, this will be managed by a Panorama, right? So Panorama will be, it could be installed on private cloud or a public cloud. In this case, it will be on the public clouds. It could be AWS or Azure, right? So it will be providing me a single dashboard to manage my Prisma Access. Panorama can be also connected to the firewalls and to the virtual firewalls, right? So it could be a single point of contact to manage all of my securities, my policies, to manage all of them from a single pane of dashboard, right? The logs from the Prisma Access, they are stored in something called Cortex data lake, right? So if you have, if you have heard on LinkedIn, or if you are already our customers, you have sessions with us. So there is something called Cortex XDR and XOR devices, right? So this XDR requires Cortex data lake, right? So you can again connect your endpoints also, your by Cortex Prevent or Cortex XDR to this Cortex data lake, right? So all the logs you see, all of these logs, they are going to a centralized location. And just imagine you have a SOC kind of scenario, or you have a SOC kind of mentality. I'll say this will be a very good initiative for you, so that you have a single picture, you know how things are moving in your environment, not only from the firewall part, but also from the endpoint part, but also from the cloud part, right? So the very first offer which we have for our customer, we have come up with three offers. So the offer one is that for our existing customers, we are providing a free Global Protect subscription for 90 days, right? So if you are already a customer, if you're already using Palo Alto Firewall, you can just go to customer support portal. We can help you. You can reach out to us, or you can reach out to Prime, or you can reach out to any distributor available, right? And you can, or you can do it yourself, right? So anything, it's depending on you, how you want to, how comfortable you are, right? So you can just go to customer support portal, you go to support, assets, device, and you have to activate the trial license, right? So this is available for 90 days. For 90 days, we are giving this Global Protect subscription totally free to our customers, right? So if you are having clientless VPN, you want to connect Linux machines, you want to connect IPv6 machines, you want to do hip check also, right? Hip check is very, very important. You can create policies depending on the, like you want to block all the Apple devices, you want to block all the serial numbers, all these serial numbers, those all things you can manage by hips, right? So that you can do by Global Protect subscription, right? So I will highly recommend, if you are a customer and you are already having a Palo Alto firewall, activate this on your firewall, right? So it is free for 90 days. Another thing, this we discussed already. Okay, so the another free thing is the second offer, which is the Prisma Access free, sorry, the Prisma Access free deployment, right? So all of our users who are going to purchase, or you are, for example, you're doing a POC for Prisma Access, right? First thing, we can onboard you very quickly. Within a day one or day two, we can make you on board. If all the prerequisites are matched, we can make you on board very fast, right? Within few hours. So the deployment is totally free. We are doing the implementation free. This is from Palo Alto Networks, right? The thing is that the orders should be booked within 90 days. And this applies to mobile users scenario, because this is only for the COVID-19 situation. We are trying to help all of our customers by doing the free implementation. So there is a high pressure on our support and the implementation engineers. That's why we have kept it only for our mobile users, right? So Prisma Access deployment is totally free. The third one is, if you are a Prisma Access customer, I'm hoping that maybe some of you are Prisma Access customer. I'm not sure if they are available in this list. So additional licensing we are providing for our customer for 90 days. What does it mean? That if, because maybe you took Prisma Access for 500 users, right? Now in coronavirus situation, what happened? Your 2000 users, they have to use Prisma Access. So obviously there will be a spike. So that licensing, we are making it free at no cost. It will be covering all the anticipated spikes with no cost, right? So this is valid also up to 90 days, right? So these are the three offers. I'll just repeat them again. So the firewall GP subscription is available for 90 days for the existing customers. Second is, if you are going for a Prisma Access, the deployment is totally free, right? And regarding the pricing, you can get in touch with Prime, or you can get in touch with Palo Alto. We will be helping you with the pricing. And there are some solutions available in the market which are having similar story like SASE. But again, I'll repeat that those are like, SDP solutions, software defined parameters, or like a cloud proxy. And I was just having a chat with some of my colleagues, who are some of my peers actually. So our pricing is also leased from all those SDPs and cloud proxies. This is the same thing, all the three offers in just one single slide. So these slides will be shared with you. So Shobhan from Prime, he'll be sharing the slides recording with you. This is the email address. If you have a requirement related to the COVID-19 situation, how we can help you to do a quick POC, how we can help you to do even like if you're a customer, how we can help you to guide you for this COVID-19 offers, or you want more details, your technical team want more detail how to do POC, what will happen. So you can send an email to rapidresponse@paloaltonetworks.com, or you can reach out to me. You can reach out to Prime as well, right? So I'll just take a pause here and
Faizan, already we have 4 questions which we have parked in. So let me relate the questions to you so that you can start answering. Then we'll take the questions from others.
all right.
The first one was from Jainul Islam from Bangladesh. He wanted to say, like in this COVID outbreak, the solution like Zoom and other collaborative platforms, they are getting very popular. But
Yep.
that is also encouraging hackers to exploit with the fake this thing and getting more exploitation. How to handle this kind of situations?
All right, very good question, right? So again, the story goes back to the SASE model, right? Just imagine how before this coronavirus situation, right? How we were tackling all these solutions, right? We were having a firewall at our data center. It was a Palo Alto next generation firewall, and with the technologies like threat prevention, URL filtering, DNS security, wildfire, data filtering, all of these, profiles and security things, we were protecting all of our applications, right? So the same concept we have applied to the Prisma Access, right? So no matter if your mobile users, they are connecting via Zoom, like now, like for example, in this case, we are connected by WebEx, right? So I'm experiencing the same kind of security. Why? Because I'm connected via Global Protect, right? And this Global Protect is helping me. It is providing me the same user experience which I get by that which I get behind the firewall when I'm in my office, behind in the data center or the headquarters, right? So it's the same kind of user experience which we are providing to our users. I hope this gives you the answer. Can we have the next question, please?
Yeah, next question was, it was from actually Devashi. She said that Strata is specifically a proprietary solutions to Palo Alto. Is there any options to have interoperable or something like that? That was the pulse of the question.
So actually, I hope I have got the question. The question is like Strata, this is a proprietary to Palo Alto Networks, right?
Yes, yes.
So obviously, yeah. So this is so what we have done. We have divided our organization into three verticals, which is like Strata, Cortex, and Prisma, right? So all the cloud security they will be falling into the Prisma part. Anything related to the future, which is like when you're talking about artificial intelligence, machine learning, behavior analytics, and related to SOC queries, they will be falling into the Cortex, and all the stuff which is related to the firewall, NGFW, right? Prisma Access, right? Firewall as a service or VM series firewalls, they will be a piece of Strata, right? So this is proprietary. This is our term which we have coined, and all of these firewalls, all the three modules, components which I showed you, they will be a part of Strata.
No, the question he wanted to mention is, suppose some customer he has not taken entire stack from you, some particular stack, so then he will be not able to enjoy the
Yeah.
benefits of it. It will be interoperable or no?
No, so it won't be. So obviously, because global protect is something, you can only terminate it via Palo Alto firewall, right? So that should be by Palo Alto networks.
Okay, sure. The next question was from Maruf from Bangladesh. He wanted to say they are running a BPO company and they have desktop-based applications in MS SQL. And due to these lockdown situations, they have moved to Google Cloud. Now their home users use client application and directly do data entry. He wants to provide some VPN solutions to those home users to access their cloud applications. So he's saying in this scenario, how Palo Alto can help him.
All right, very, very good question. So even this situation we are facing here in India as well. So we have big BPOs which are using Palo Alto firewalls. So one thing is that they have already terminated uh, a VPN solution, SSL VPN, from their data centers to their remote users. Some of the customers, they went to Prisma Access. They took Prisma Access and they are terminating Global Protect to their mobile users and to the Prisma Access. This is how they were acting, right? But now the thing is that there are some government norms, which have been placed in India. I'm not sure about Bangladesh. What are those government norms? According to those norms, the users, they should get an static IP address, right? So means I have 500 mobile users, right, of my BPO, and they have let's say according to the government, they should get a particular static IP addresses, right? So this is
So I'll make a pause. I will ask Maruf directly. Maruf, you are there in the call, I think.
Actually, the VPN, there is if this is site-to-site VPN, okay, then we need permission from the government.
Yep.
But remote access VPN, we don't need actually.
Yeah. So I think that's more simple, right?
Yes.
Yep. So it's a normal, a very clear cut connectivity thing which we are providing, right? We are not telling all of our users to throw their traffic to the.
But
I'll just explain here. So this is what is happening. In the normal cases, right? So this is your BPO user, and they are working from home, so they have to send the traffic all the way to the data center, and then this data center, there will be an IPsec tunnel going to their other remote branches or public cloud or wherever, right? So this is what we are saying, that this is called backhauling of the traffic, right? You are stopping your traffic at data center. It's like a proxy kind of thing you are doing. And instead of this thing, we are directly saying that mobile users should be directly connected to the Prisma Access, and they can access whatever applications they want to access. So this is a much easier approach than the trivial solution.
So, Mr. Maruf, this answers your query on your situation.
yes, I think it can help us a lot.
Great.
Prisma
Fantastic.
Access.
Okay, sure. So now the next question was, someone said, please share some technology solution without the product name that organizations may consider during these work from home situations.
So means the question is that I should talk about some technologies without the vendor name, that which
Yeah, that's what I think you have already covered, but we can name it like say VPN. These are the kind of technologies only.
Yep. So actually, you can find out them here, right? So all the solutions you can see here. So that could be IPsec VPN, it could be SSL VPN, it could be SD-WAN will not be applicable because this is for branch. So I'll say IPsec, SSL, and clientless VPN, right? These three will be the solutions which mobile user, we can help mobile users in this COVID.
All right. The next question was someone asked how they can do some kind of certification, and it said he did lot of with GNS3. He is comfortable with GNS3. Is there any kind of similar stuff where they can practice on Palo Alto and do some certification?
Yes. All right. Very good question, right? So we have, for our customers, we have something called SASE, certification and training available, right? So this training is called EDU 118. So if you are already a customer, or if you're not, you can create an account with the Palo Alto partner portal. So you have to go to a link called paloaltonetworks.csod.com, CSOD, paloaltonetworks.csod.com, and there you can register. So the training name is EDU 118, right? So I will repeat, EDU 118. So it's a SASE training. So 4 hours of training, very deep dive training. It will tell you every single thing about configuration also. And along with that, there is a small certification. So you can do that certification.
Faizan, this is Deepak here. Could you please repeat that? I just missed it.
Okay, I'll just show you.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no issues. Right, so this is called PaloAltoNetworks.csod.com, right? This is the link, PaloAltoNetworks.csod.com. So here you can go and you can search for EDU 118. So this thing is called Prisma Access SASE Security. This is the course of 4 hours, and this is the assessment. Right? So you can complete all of this. So you will be getting a certification also. It looks like this. This is my certification.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right, great.
Okay. So next question was how the security of Palo Alto will excel security, CloudFront, and firewalling of AWS or GCP.
Okay, so actually what we are doing, we from the AWS and GCP, they are not doing anything for us in terms of security, right? The only platform which AWS and GCP are providing to us is They are providing us a platform where we are hosting this Prisma Access solution, right? So the whole security stack which we are providing is all on Palo Alto itself, but just for we need some kind of like when you create a VM, you need some kind of module like ESXi and NSX. So that kind of situation, that kind of articulation, AWS and GCP are providing us, right? So the whole security again that will be falling to the Palo Alto networks, the same kind of way how we do it on-prem or VM, right? So so that's the whole idea, right? So all you will be enjoying all the security by Palo Alto, like for example, let's say URL filtering or wildfire or DNS security, DLP, zero trust network access, ZTNA, right? All of these things you will be getting it from Palo Alto only.
Okay, all right. So there are, before I go to the other questions, there are more questions regarding certifications. So they're saying, what are the types of certifications? Something like professional, advanced, what are the categories? So more questions on the certification front.
Okay, so if you talk about this topic, SASE only, so right now this is the only certification which is available on the portal. But if you are looking for other certifications, so we have a lot of certifications available, like PCNSE is there, right? PCNSC is there, right? So these are some certifications I will say you should try, because a lot of questions related to SD-WAN and the Prisma Access, Prisma SASE, all these questions they are available, right? So you should, customer, they should try for these certification. PCNSE, E for engineer, PCNSC, C for consultant.
Okay.
And they are all paid, by Pearson. And just one update, because this question came up, because everything is locked down, all the Pearsons, they are closed. So you can do these certifications from your home also, right? So you have to pay a particular fees, and you can do these certifications from your home.
Sure. So there is one more query, like, is this solution applicable in underground mines for 100 numbers of participation across India?
Means, and this is related to the mobile users.
Yeah, it seems so.
Okay, so if okay, I'll tell you both use cases, how it is happening. So licensing we do is minimum 200 users, right? If you are going for Prisma Access, so it should be minimum 200 users we support. If you have less than 200 users, I will say you can use your existing firewall and deploy the GP subscription, right, for those scenarios, or you can deploy a VM firewall on your Prisma on your public cloud, and you can deploy the global protect, right? But so the minimum is 200 users for the remote users. And if you talk about the remote network, so we size it minimum up to 200 Mbps, right? So like if, for example, you have 20 branches, every branch is having 10 Mbps. So altogether 20 into 10 is 200 Mbps. So minimum is 200 Mbps, which you should have.
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay. One more additional questions to this, that is there any some similar kind of government deployment anywhere in India? Any government customer they have gone for similar solution?
Yeah, all right, great question. But the thing is, due to security reasons, privacy reasons, I cannot share you the names. But what I can do, if you want these information, you can touch to me personally, one to one, and I can connect you with our marketing team. So we can share you those details, sign in and non-disclosure agreement. By the way, we have done it for government customers, BFSI industries, and lot of big banks. All, I'll say huge banks in India, they have deployed this Prisma Access.
All right. Fair enough. So the whomsoever raised this question, he can drop us also the mail. We
Yep.
can respond this one to one better what Faizan wanted to mention.
Yep.
Fair enough. So these are the queries so far came to the chat box. Yeah, one more question had come. Can Palo Alto share info on cyber threat indicators emerged during COVID?
We have similar kind of reports available on the website. Uh, I don't have them handy, right? So if you want these kind of details, you just drop me an email. I can provide you those details personally.
No, post this completion of the WebEx, we'll also send you a feedback form, online form.
Yep.
There is an option. You can also raise your queries so that everything might not be possible on the spot. We'll be able to respond, but we'll respond one to one with all those queries. Anyway, from here, I think we can open the floor. Anyone else have any question? He can also unmute his microphone and shoot the queries. If chatting is not the right solution, you can unmute your microphone and shoot the query.
Yes, please.
Hello,
Yes, sir.
Yes.
sir. I have one query. You are talking about Palo Alto, right? So, how safe this application, like this, your firewall, okay, or you can say how safe it is?
So, like, I'll just give you a small background about Palo Alto Networks. So we are into this security industry like from 15 years, right? And if you see our record from the last 8 years, we are number one in the industry. So we are number one leader in the Gartner front. Also, we have NSS labs which are available. So our score is 99.5%, right? So NSS, ZTX, which is the Zero Trust Forum. So all these, standards, they mark us leader. So,
Sir,
yep.
one more thing, okay. First of all, I don't know who has given a number one, who is giving this ranking. I don't know that one, but if you are saying it's right, okay. One more thing, recently, actually, I'm a guy who is doing in cybersecurity work and all, and core, guy who is doing red teaming, okay, from last few years. So I have a client
Sir, your voice is breaking, don't know,
I'm
probably.
saying one of my client, he is using a same firewall, okay. What hacker did basically, he have 0 day about your Palo Alto, and he is the firewall, he's taking the root shell, and always he's sharing the POC also, and there's no any update of, so he has updated their firewall also, but I don't know why, how hacker is basically exploiting the firewall, okay, every day, like every update, okay, and he just destroying the everything, okay. So that's why I'm asking how your firewall is safe, because I have seen the comment, everything is saying it's a safe firewall, but these days hacker have a lots of, okay, so I don't
Got it. I got your point, sir. So let me just rephrase it for everyone.
kind of attacks.
Because, all right. So I'll just rephrase it. I got your point. Thanks for your question. I'll just rephrase it for everyone because your voice was cracking. So the question here is that they have a situation where, the firewall, Palo Alto firewall is configured, but somehow they feel that, hackers, they are able to take the hold of the security, right? So there is one thing which we need to understand, that whether it is Palo Alto or whether it is any other security platform customers they are using, until and unless it is not configured in the right manner, we are not secure. This we need to understand, right? And this I always appreciate. I always tell our customers that to always run audits. Always run, and there are free audits which are available in Palo Alto Network. So we have something called BPA report, which the full form is Best Practice Assessment. What happens in this? When you run the BPA report, it will tell you that how your firewall is configured. It will give you a parameter that, okay, app ID you're using 10%, URL filtering you're using 25%. All these stats it will give you, right? So just by using Palo Alto or any firewall, it doesn't mean that you are secure. You have to configure it in the right manner, right? Because just example, if you are keeping your interface, which is a public facing interface, you're keeping it open, right? Means ping can be allowed, SSH can be allowed, right? So at the end, you are putting your whole firewall on the risk. You are putting your whole organization on the risk. So it is very important that we configure our firewall in the right manner, in the right best practices which are recommended by Palo Alto Networks, right? And leverage this tool, right? So whatever that situation is, please engage me, right? Or please engage Prime or engage any of our distributor and let's run a BPA. And we will tell you what are the mistakes are there in that configuration. I hope this answers the query. Any other questions?
Sir, only this is a question is basically what he has configured the your firewall in a right way. Okay. Yeah, always he did every quarter he used to do like auditing and all. But what the basically hacker is doing the challenges, okay, because the firewall is in public IP, okay. So what the hacker is doing is basically he have a some ports open every day they are patching the thing also, but hacker is just running the script, okay, and then he is taking the root shell and then they are sending the POC and then they start kind of ransom and all this kind of stuff. That's why. So they are going to change the firewall. Okay. So that's why I'm asking how your firewall is secure, because you are saying it's a safe. Okay. But as a hacker perspective, they have some zero-day exploit, they have some zero-day vulnerability, and they are not disclosing in a public forum. Also, it's very difficult to patch. So that's why I'm asking. There's any method to patch or to block the zero-day things? Okay, of firewall. Okay.
So one thing what recommend, actually this is out of the discussion question, but I'll
You
just
know about, sir, you know about 0 days, so you know about 0 day.
yeah, 0 day. So so how we are figuring out the 0 day? So 0 day is like, which you don't have visibility for it, right? Anything. And in Palo Alto, our architecture, what we call it, zero trust architecture, ZTA, right? So we follow a zero trust architecture. So if what does it mean? Anything unknown which is coming to my environment, it could be a file, it could be a script, it could be a URL, it could be any artifact which is coming to my environment. I will send it directly to my Wildfire cloud, which is on the public cloud, right? On that, within 5 minutes, I'll get the verdict, right? So if that thing is not happening, it clearly tells that maybe the wildfire profiles are not configured properly. So again, I'll repeat the same thing: run a BPA and let that BPA come up with conclusions, because like this blindly saying it will be difficult that how the firewall is configured properly or
No,
not.
so you can shoot us a mail, so we can help you to connect to the right representative in your zone, so that definitely we can verify and help you. So everything
Perfect.
on the
Sounds good.
fly, it cannot be answered that way. Actually.
Exactly. Let's run a BPA for that customer. Yep.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Perfect.
Sure. There was Faizan, there was one more query from Bangladesh that someone said he had applied for the partnership or something. So that I will help. I'll help him to connect with the right guys and why he is not getting partnership or something like that.
All right.
That is okay. That's why I'm not mentioning that query. What else? Anyone else having any other queries? Someone was asking how he can migrate from CP R80 to latest firewall NGFW of Palo Alto. This was a query.
Okay.
Uh,
So that's it.
that was the query, but that is, I think, is a vanilla query. So that has to be done by the system integrator. Palo Alto is having nothing, no role, I guess.
Yeah,
So he is
I'll
trying
just
to.
give a one-liner question, because this is very different from our discussion today. So we have something called Expedition tool. It is our migration tool. So you can use that particular tool. It's a free tool. You can just go to Palo Alto website, download it. I'll say the name again: Expedition tool. Download that tool and migrate your checkpoint RAT to the latest Palo Alto version. All right.
Sure. Anything else? Any other questions from anyone? Faizan, you can go to the next slide.
All right.
This one also covers. So next slide. Yeah. Any other queries from anyone? So otherwise, we'll conclude today's sessions. You can, someone if want to raise some query, he can unmute his microphone and shoot the query also.
So if there are no questions, I'll just give. Yeah, please.
Hello. Hi, Faizan. This is Anand. I just wanted to know, anyone can do this certification or the partner only can do certification?
So partners obviously partners they can do, but the customers also they can, if they have the account created in the Palo Alto network CSOD, they have
Okay.
the same access. They can go and do the certifications.
Okay. So there is no charges of the what you have
No,
said.
no, no.
The
The
certificate.
portal is totally free. You can go do the trainings, do the certification. All the material is available. If you are a
Okay.
customer, you have the access. Yep.
Okay.
So I'll just before, if there is no further question, so I hope everyone will be having my email address, phone. Reach out to me. We have presence in we have Palo Alto office in Bangladesh as well, in Kolkata as well, right? And we have a lot of resources. I have that lab created for Prisma Access. Demo systems are available if you want to see a demo or you want to do a POC, right? So just get in touch with me, right? And we will get it done for you, right? And these all slides we will be sharing with you. So Shobhan will be helping you with that. Over to you, Mr. Shobhan.
Yeah, so these slides will be available on slide share, and in the entire session is also recorded. So it will be also available in YouTube. So we have already given you a feedback form. If you can fill up that form so that we can rectify if there are any shortfalls, we can upgrade our programs also. As we have mentioned, so this is the second day. There are 3 more programs also starting from tomorrow. If anyone of you interested, you can register, or maybe since you are already registered for these programs, you can also directly participate. So that's all for today. So look forward for your upcoming sessions. Let us have this cybersecurity journey together in the new world where work from home will be the new concept.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you. Take care, everyone.